Easy people, hope you're doing well. Captain Shandy here with another My Club campaign online match, and as you can see here, we have been given some gifts by the PES gods. I am oblivious to what those gifts are as I go searching for them within my scouts, don't find them, and realise I've made an error. It is actually agents that we were gifted, legendary players. So we're going to go in, have a look at what we can get. So we've got 3 times we can use the European legends without having to use any cash whatsoever. Did expect more black rarity players to be in there, but it's free. So let's have a look, see who we get on this first attempt. I didn't really clock who was in the profile, so we'll see what occurs. New little theme there, I've not seen that before. And who is this? Oh, it looks a lot like maybe Maradona, who I've already got. So not. Oh no, Paolo Maldini, free agent, defensive fullback. I preferred him as a centre half personally. What a pairing him and Nesta were in that AC Milan team during the sort of early to mid noughties. Absolutely phenomenal, those two, with Gattuso and Pirlo ahead of them, 2 fullbacks, and Cafu down that right hand side, and that was really such a good team, a very underrated team. Kaka spearhead in the midfield. As we go on to our next one, back to the old graphic. Who have we got here? That looks like maybe Bayern Munich. Yep. Tolisso. Oh, okay, that's a little bit uninspiring. Not a bad player, but only going to be good enough to become a trainer for us. But hey ho, it all helps. We've got one more left, so let's rock and roll it. Hopefully we get another proper legend. I mean, Tolisso, is he a European legend? Maybe. It has gone into the graphic that we wanted, so it is a proper legend. Who have we got here? Xavi, personal favourite of mine. What a player Xavi was in that Barcelona team in the early 2010s. In particular, pulling the strings in there, just consistently did everything right. So easy for him on the ball, always appeared to have time. One of the most underrated players for me. I mean, maybe towards the end of his career, yeah, maybe he did get the recognition that he deserved, but when that Barcelona team was in its pomp, he really was the heart of that team. Well, maybe you could say that Lionel Messi was, the heart of that team. He was the one that was doing everything, and maybe Xavi was the brains. He was the one that made him tick deeper. He was the one that made sure they'd get the ball to the front 3. As we use our last 100 points, in for a penny, in for a pound. I haven't even been drinking, so it's a bit reckless of me to go and do this. I'm never usually so frivolous, but I thought fuck it. And then we've got Giovanni Buffon, the current Giovanni Buffon, not the peak Buffon. Still not bad, 84 at 41 years of age. Cracking goalkeeper, handsome chap. But again, probably not going to be of much use to me as he's below the level that we currently have within the squad. So at some point we will go in and look at turning some of those players into trainers so that we can obviously level up the better players in our squad. As you can see, we are looking a bit depleted when it comes to fatigue, so I'm just going to cheat and use one of our stamina recovery items, well 11 of them in fact, to replenish the stamina of the players. And we've not been in great form recently, so we really need to try and get a result. I think I've lost about 3-4 at a bounce, maybe more. We'll probably find out soon. And as we go into a ranked match online, we've drawn this chap, and we have Arsenal. As you can see, look at the form. 4 losses and a draw in the last 5 games for me, so desperately in search for some respite results wise, something a little bit more positive. I don't really need to go into the team, God knows why I'm just sitting here looking at this screen. I'm probably texting people back. You know, I've got a life and stuff to do. In fact, if anything, it's a pain in the arse for getting back to people all the time. I don't, you know, I remember when I was a kid, getting a message, you'd sit there, and if your phone went, this is going back to like the early noughties, if your phone went, you went berserk. Oh my God, who's texting me? Is it my crush? Is it, who is it? Is it one of my friends? Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? Now, it's the complete fucking opposite, as I just desperately avoid any sort of communication with people via message if I possibly can. I'm in so many fucking group chats for different things, different football groups, different social groups, work, lock, stock, the fucking lot, and it's just a never-ending cycle of shit that I'm having to sift through, half of which doesn't even apply to me and isn't even directed at me. So the glory days of getting excited when your phone buzzed are long gone, and it's gone right the other way. So we go into the game. We did take a quick look at this chap's stats. He looks like most people, fairly consistent across the board, a mixture between long and short balls in terms of the way that he plays. So we probably go longer than most teams looking at the stats. Maybe that's something that I could try and edit, but I just find counter-attacking is a good way to play. I can't hold on to the ball, as you would have seen if you've watched any videos before, and you'll see here, potentially. But it's just not something that I like to do too often, just holding on to the ball, as we absolutely failed to do what I just mentioned that we were capable of doing. And Lionel Messi gets an early chance, and he's already on his right foot, and it's blocked by Skriniar, having to get in the way. So fast start to the game, not a good start for us, with Trent Alexander-Arnold giving the ball away straight away. Quite a contrast to how our last game started, where we scored without letting the opposition touch the ball, as the corner will be swung in by Neymar. Headed away. Now it's Pranic on the edge of the box. He's out of dig, but it's straight down at Szczesny's throat, and he goes for the long option up to Mo Salah. Lays it off for Kante, and now Messi. Matuidi's steaming down this left-hand side, and Messi was fouled before he laid the ball off, and the referee pulls the game back for a free kick. Fizzed in by Winks, headed away for a throw-in. Salah can't be offside, of course. Back to Alexander-Arnold. It's a decent cross, but Lewandowski wasn't up in time. Salah again. Here is Trent looking to whip it in again. It's a good block. Starting to find our feet. I must remember next time I'm in the team to swap my corner taker back to Trent, as he drops one in. It doesn't even beat the first man. Not the best. Lovely little flick. Nice turn there by Neymar, who's found Sancho, who will have the pace over Skriniar. Possibly an opportunity here. Not a lot of support so far as he comes inside. He's found a little bit of room. Lays it off, and Kante finds himself in the right place at the right time. And now Liverpool can maybe look to counter. Lewandowski. Messi pings one across to Mo Salah. And he could be in here, Salah, as he stumbles, and it's just swept up by the defender. But Trent Alexander's picked the ball up, crosses first time. It's a good one. Oh, excellent finish from Lewandowski, showing how dangerous he is in the air once again. Excellent run. It's a whipped-in ball with pace, just at the right height for Lewandowski. When we get these right, well, we won't get to see it again. So we've already judged our opponent as a dickhead. And as you can see there, we've got area event touched on. Didn't realise I hadn't done that. To be fair, maybe that's why he wanted to skip the goal, because I spent so long running to the touchline. Trust me, it'd have taken a lot longer in fucking person than Lewandowski doing it. So be grateful for small mercies and let me watch my fucking goal, bruv. As we have our attack stifled, and the ball is switched towards Sancho, but Alexander-Arnold wins the throw. So another early lead. However, it didn't pan out too well for us last time, so let's try and make sure we keep our concentration. So, commentator's curse, as Diallo just pings the ball about 40 yards over Trent's head. Absolutely no fucking chance whatsoever. Even Crouchy wouldn't have been bringing that down or getting anything on that. And the ball's dropped in. Griezmann finds a little bit of space between the midfield and defence and wins himself a free kick. In not bad area, maybe a little bit too far away for a shot. Too central for a cross. It's a kind of awkward area. Pjanic stands over it. It's not a bad hit, solid enough, but again, straight down Szczesny's throat. No real dramas for the Polish goalkeeper as he launches the ball out wide to Trent. Liverpool begin to build from the back once again. And it's Matuidi out on the left-hand side looking to play in Messi. Can't find him, but does manage to win a throw. And here is Diallo. Winks. Switched across to Trent Alexander-Arnold, who slips the ball in to Henderson. Can Henderson get across it? He tries, and Mo Salah! Oh, he can't get enough on it to steer it past the goalkeeper, and despite it sort of wriggling between the keeper's legs, it is then cleared off the line. I didn't quite catch which defender it was that got the clearance in, but it was a vital one nevertheless, as Messi looks to find a little bit of room in the box. And, well, that is fucking irritating. Fucking irritating. A fullback or a winger, anybody that is on the touchline should never find themselves offside, because you can see straight down the line. A forward's got an excuse, they can only see half the game, so there is very much an effort, an issue of trying to time the run and trying to know what's going on all around you. It's not always easy for centre forwards. You can understand why you get caught offside if they're the type that likes to run in behind. But if you're standing out on the touchline waiting for a ball as an outlet, to be caught offside there is just absolute fucking schoolboy behaviour. It's absolute bollocks. As we've got Mo Salah coming inside, and he cuts across, and again Lewandowski. Whoa! I was so busy going on a rant, I almost didn't notice that Liverpool were breaking down the right hand side. Mo Salah going past this man, finding the cross, and again, despite the ball being flashed across goal, not quite enough to get it over the line and extend that lead and give Liverpool a cushion as Skriniar dwells on the ball. Sancho is not giving him a second's piece. He's still going here, Sancho, wriggling away. Skriniar desperately trying to win it back, but Sancho is slippery and gets inside on his right foot. Finds Pjanic, now Neymar, now Lionel Messi. A decent enough save from Szczesny. Not too many questions asked of him. Messi rolls it away from the fullback, but away from himself at the same time, and it goes out for a throw. Can he pick the loose ball up here? Messi, no. Arsenal keep possession with Neymar, and then he slips it into Arsenal's Messi, who slips it into Griezmann. He's got a little bit of space here, Griezmann, and he drew the foul. Didn't have many options on really apart from the shoot, so done well to draw the foul there. And Messi will have a look. Sends it wide of the post. Nothing for Szczesny to worry about too much there. As the ball goes long in towards Lewandowski, who does get something on the header. And Coutinho picks the ball up for Arsenal. Baresi, I should say. Sancho into Griezmann. He keeps finding space, Griezmann. Messi, now Lionel Messi plays it through to Griezmann, and he has buried it in the bottom corner, and I think I may have actually skipped that goal and the celebration. I don't know if the other guy did it out of frustration. I was desperately trying to change players during the build-up, and as can sometimes be a little issue with PES, it just wouldn't select the right one. I wanted to go around everybody else in the team before selecting the man that was actually next to the ball, as Messi begins to go on a jinking run. And not a lot of catching up time here, as there's a lot happening. But yeah, good goal in by Griezmann. Not the best defending by myself, and just to prove that I am a hypocrite and I am a bit of a cunt, I did skip the goal. So fuck it. As we look to the free kick, Trent Alexander-Arnold. It looks okay, but not quite enough on it, and it just clips the top of the wall and falls easily into Ederson's hands. No problems for the Brazilian goalkeeper. And at that point, the half-time whistle is upon us. And we can see, looking at the stats there, that I've actually had a little bit more of the ball than usual, but not managed to get the shots away with the regularity that I would have that I'd have liked. And we're going to do what we often have to do and nip into the game plan to switch the free kick and corner kick takers. I really must remember to do that next time I'm in the normal game plan on the main screen. And we'll take winks off of a few things and pop Trent and Lionel Messi on them. So yeah, disappointing to concede that goal right before half time, especially since I felt like I could have dealt with the situation if I'd just been able to control the right man. But I did try and use the right analog stick, which is another way to try to switch to the right player, but it wasn't having it. Another good thing to do is maybe just to hold off and not bother pressing the player at all and just press circle, let the computer do it for you. Then it will generally select the man closest to the ball, and it also gives you an opportunity maybe to drop someone into a little bit of a danger area, a bit of space, or pick someone else up. So, you know, there's very much work to be done on my own game. I'm sitting here blaming not being able to pick the right player, but there are other options that I had that I didn't pick. And Trent doesn't get there, and it is saved by Szczesny from Aubameyang. Again, a little bit of an issue getting hold of the right player on the defence, as Lionel Messi stands over the corner for Arsenal. Saved by Szczesny. It's just occurred to me actually that this is a replay of last night's game, Liverpool v Arsenal. Arsenal coming out 2-1 winners. Liverpool on top for a majority of that game. But unable to be clinical enough in the final third, and not really at their best. Maybe Sadio Mane sort of stood up and was counted, but the rest of the players not at their best. Mistakes from Van Dijk and Alisson and people like that you don't usually see. But let's hope there's not the same outcome in this game, even though so far it has followed a very similar pattern, both in terms of the way that the goals have been scored and in the order in which they've been scored. So could potentially have a repeat. You may have seen this before, in which case you may as well click off. However, maybe we can change and alter the course of history, as Kante and Messi are battling in midfield for the ball, but they come out with it here, Arsenal, and it is Pjanic who picks the ball up in midfield and finds Firpo at left back into Griezmann. It drops it off to Coutinho. Good challenge there by Harry Winks, and Liverpool look to break. Here is Salah, here is Lewandowski, and it's opening up a little bit here for the red team as Mo Salah just delays Trent. Henderson into Kante, wide to Matuidi. Can he cross? No, he can't, because again he's been caught offside, and that is fucking frustrating. Twice for the fullback to be caught offside when he can see straight down that line. It's not even a particularly quick move. He's got all day to make sure that he's onside and he's not strayed. And yeah, he will be getting a bollocking when he gets back into the changing room for that. I don't mind bad touches, I don't mind even bad mistakes or bad decisions when under pressure, but when you've got time, you're not even on the ball, and you've got all that available information visually I should say, it's just unforgivable really to be caught offside. As we play a bit of a dodgy looking ball across our own goal. That is the first lesson of football, kids. Never play a ball across your own goal. If you are a kid and you're watching this, which you shouldn't be because it's got bad language in it, but this is not in any way a lesson of how to play football. In fact, if there is anything that you can probably learn from watching these games of PES, it's how not to play football. So if you must watch this, despite not being supposed to, because it's for over 18s only, then the least you can do is learn something. As we look in behind, Mo Salah a threat here, and he's taking the early shot. Good save. Not much on there for Salah really, apart from to have a go and hope that maybe the rebound would fall to someone. But Arsenal are on the break here with Rashford, and he could be in. Diallo, Rashford, good save, and it's cleared by Matuidi. Skriniar mopping up the rest and going long. Salah looks for Lewandowski, back to Salah, back to Lewandowski. Those two have linked up well at times here. Can Lewandowski find Mo Salah again? No, it's a good interception from the fullback, very much needed as we start to look to our bench. Trent Alexander-Arnold starting to look a little bit tired. but we don't change that ourselves as Messi goes short back to him and he can't beat his man, and Arsenal are on the break with Aubameyang tearing down the left hand side, still comparatively fresh compared to some of the players he's playing against. Matuidi puts a good challenge in though, and it might fall back to Aubameyang. Skriniar doing a good job of sweeping up and going long to Mo Salah, who holds the ball up well, finds Henderson, whose touch is loose, and Pjanic wins it, goes wide to Rashford. Aubameyang picks up the loose ball, drops it inside Rashford again. Now Coutinho, Neymar, Rashford, just blocked as Liverpool have to hold off a bit of pressure, but Matuidi has won the ball as Arsenal are now on a retreat. Messi looking for a long ping, but it's blocked. And Arsenal pick the ball up. A lovely back heel there as Arsenal come rampaging down the right hand side. The crosses come in, he's got in front. Well, I spoke too soon, he hadn't quite got in front, and Diallo manages to clear. It may have been Skriniar, I wasn't not quite sure who it was, but Arsenal come back again relentlessly until Aubameyang finds himself offside, and we decide it's time to make the change. So Cuadrado comes on for Trent. Cuadrado also often able to offer a pretty good delivery himself, and at this point fresh, quick legs, which Trent has not got at the moment. So hopefully he can provide both some attacking impetus down the right hand side and make sure he's quick enough on the cover as we make another change. We've left these all a little bit late as Tielemans comes on for Kante. It's pinged in and headed down by Lewandowski, but not to anybody in particular, as Arsenal now break forward with Rashford sprinting down the left hand side. Gets inside of Skriniar, finds Aubameyang, one more ball and it's found Lionel Messi, and Messi could score, he doesn't, but it does drop to Aubameyang, who will. And can you believe it, in the dying seconds of the game, Arsenal have hit Liverpool on a counter-attack and they have been clinical. There was a suspicion of offside at Lionel Messi, but we can see, nope, Diallo was playing him on. It was a good save by Szczesny, but Aubameyang was alert to the possibility of a follow-up, and it has won his team the game. He has caused us no ends of problems, Aubameyang, whichever team he's playing for. He scored a couple against us in the last game against Oldham, and he's absolutely done us here with a last second winner. So that was that. Another defeat. I think there's still one draw in the last 5, but if we lose the next game, that will be 5 in 5 in a row. So not looking particularly good. If you want to call it a day and go and support a better team right now, then I wouldn't fucking blame you. On the other hand, life is about where you pull yourself from and how you get on and how much resilience and perseverance you've got. So I will certainly crack on and try and build some good results. I mean, it's true enough that in the past you can only take my word for this for the time being, but in the past I have put results together and strings of 4 or 5 wins. And as our rating drops further and further, you can see there, the chances of me again doing that at some point increase, as we're probably going to be playing players at a lower level thanks to the shit form that we're in at the moment. But yeah, thanks if you are still here for taking the time to watch the rest of this video. Good to see you again. We'll be back soon with another video. Take it easy.